Hey everyone, welcome to
Her Body, Her Way.
If you've listened to our last episode, we talked about the basics of the menstrual cycle, the 4 phases, and we also shared our own stories about when we first got our periods.
Yeah, so today we just wanted to build on that conversation and talk about something a lot of women might question at some point, which is what's actually normal when it comes.
Bro, you might need to...
It's getting in my eye.
I'm just like watching the droplets like go directly in your eye. Oh my gosh.
Damn.
Is it stinging?
Yeah.
Maybe go like, maybe give it a bit of a...
Alright, I'll be back.
Damn.
This last
That one's a juicy one.
syrupy.
Yeah.
So today we wanted just to build on that conversation and talk about something that a lot of women might question at some point in their lives, which is what's normal when it comes to a period and what's not.
Yeah, exactly. And because also so many of us women grew up really thinking certain things, certain symptoms
Yeah.
were just part of having a period. When in reality, you know, there might be signs that something else is going on.
Yeah. So we'll talk about period pain, devices that have helped us as well, and symptoms that women often normalize too, and how periods can also impact our daily life too when it comes to school or comes to work, and when it might be a good time to advocate for ourselves. So let's start with the big question. What does a typical period look like?
Yeah, so generally speaking, a period would last about 3 to 7 days, and the average cycle length is somewhere between 21 to 35 days, as we learnt in the last episode. So the bleeding usually starts heavier and then gradually gets lighter.
Yeah. And while some discomfort can happen, it really shouldn't disrupt our whole life. Where I think a lot of people can get confused because, we've been told that periods can be really painful. Come here. Yeah. Any words? Yeah.
Do you have anything you want to say? That's what we thought. So then don't interrupt. So usually some cramping can happen because the uterus contracts so it sheds its lining, but pain that stops you from functioning isn't normal, and it's something you shouldn't just accept. And actually I've experienced pretty painful periods to the point that I am bedridden.
Damn.
Yeah, like especially for the first day of my period, when I start, cramping and then bleeding. And I wonder if that's because of my PCOS. So I wonder, like, I'm trying to like connect the dots and think, oh my god, guys, I cannot concentrate. Y'all need to
They're just really having a go at each other.
Yeah. And your big head is in my view of the text. But she's like, I'm sorry.
Oh,
okay.
Hey.
Yeah, anyway, so I wonder if that's because of my PCOS. And I often think that because I go without my period and cramps for a few months, that when I do get it, it's just like that build up, and it just all of that pain happens in one go. Like, that's just me being like, like, I don't know, assuming these things. Like, that's probably not true. I don't know.
Makes sense.
Yeah, I feel like it makes sense.
Yeah, when you said you don't get it in 10 months.
Yeah, and then it's just like 10 periods all in one go, and all the pain from the 10 months.
And then just like floodgates.
Yeah.
Releases out.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, no, you know what? That makes sense.
Yeah.
We'll take that.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I feel like this is something a lot of women struggle with, like not knowing between what's a normal cramp and what's not. Because I know for me personally, like, it's usually mild cramping, a little bit of fatigue, and just having lower energy for that time period. But
Yeah,
yeah, those can all be part of a normal cycle.
yeah, yeah.
Mm.
But like, yeah, when pain starts interfering with your ability to live normally, I guess that's when it starts, become worth paying attention to and like
Mm.
consulting with your doctor to see like what's up.
Yeah, and it's like if you're missing schoolwork and um unable to get
Sorry, I just find that really funny. You're just
what's a
like
better way to do it? I just
yeah, yeah. No, I think that's a good
you saw nothing.
way.
But yeah, if you're missing school or if you're missing work, unable to get out of bed, vomiting, what
Yeah,
else?
yeah.
Fainting.
Mhm.
Yeah, I feel like, or just needing like really strong medication to cope as well. Like that's usually a sign that it needs to be investigated. And, unfortunately, a lot of women, they think that it's normal and it's part of their cycle and they just let it happen without seeing a medical professional.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah, it is actually crazy. Like, I thought it was normal experiencing those symptoms.
Mm.
Until I saw someone and they're like, "You have PCOS." I was
Nope.
like, "Whoa, what's happening?"
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway, yeah, so conditions like endometriosis,
Mm.
fibroids, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
or hormonal imbalances. Wow, I'm getting all these hard words. I'm just like, am I pronouncing them correctly? I
You
feel
are,
like
you are.
I feel like those can cause like severe pain, but many women go years without answers because period pain has been normalized for so long.
Mm.
And I've actually also learned recently through a friend that endometriosis can be passed down genetically as well, which is a fun point.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's um I remember working just in a retail in Mecca and they would have endometriosis like info sheets everywhere and I think there's actually a endometriosis day.
Oh, really?
Yeah, anyway, it's
Wow.
like it's very educated and um like a lot of women do suffer with that one. So it's definitely one to be educated um on it.
Mm.
But I feel like we should talk about symptoms that people might assume that are normal but would be worth checking out. For example, a really big one is very heavy bleeding. Um, if you're soaking through a whole pad or a tampon every hour or passing very large clots,
Yeah.
that's something that a doctor should know about.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, damn. Um, yeah, that's yeah, I do me. Yeah, I actually do bleed really heavy, but that's just like the first day. And
Do
I
you
do
bleed through a whole pad within an hour?
I feel like when I'm like at my peak, yes,
Mm.
like I'd have to change it like regular.
Yeah.
Um, but then also, yeah, and then I also do pass really large blood clots as well.
Mm.
Like it is like clumpy. That's gross, but
No
just
filter.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Not something to flex about, but I do that. No, I'm kidding. Oh my
Slay.
god. um, but yes. Anyway, Another one that I'm familiar with is also very irregular cycles, like where
Mhm.
your period disappears for months at a time.
Mhm.
And PCOS isn't actually the only cause for this. It could be, for example, a thyroid. Is it thyroid or thyroid?
Thyroid, thyroid.
Thyroid, yeah,
Mm.
yeah. Thyroid disorder. Um,
Mm.
so yeah, it could be that, or it could be, uterine abnormalities, or related to chronic illness, just to name a few. Yeah.
Mm. Yeah, or even the opposite, just bleeding very frequently.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm.
Yeah. Some other symptoms as well could be severe mood changes, extreme fatigue, intense bloating, or persistent pelvic pain, your cycle is actually a really important indicator of, you know, your overall health.
Yeah. And yeah, I just feel like it's something that we're only really started to talk about it openly, which is why I'm so glad with a platform like TikTok as well. It's just
Mm.
there's so much information out there. People can freely talk about what they want to. Another thing that I've been thinking about recently is just how many girls go through school dealing with periods and affecting their ability to focus.
Yeah, and because it's not always talked about openly, like a lot of girls feel like they have to push through it.
Mm.
Like I remember days where concentrating in class was really difficult because my body just felt so exhausted. Yeah,
Same.
and I just thought I was just like I just thought that was normal. Like I didn't
Hmm.
know. We
Yeah.
know better.
Yeah, and at times I would just feel so ashamed of myself, like I'm not performing my best at school. But turns out, oh, I'm leading up to my period, and that's why I was just so fatigued.
Yeah, and I like
Mm,
as well just like I just remember also thinking like no one would understand what I go through. Like cuz I
mm,
thought I was the only one.
mm-hmm.
But yeah.
Yeah. And there's also a stress of things like leaking. I know that was a huge one for me, just
Mm,
leaking through my school uniform. Like
yeah.
that would be the end of my life.
Yeah.
Managing pain, or just feeling uncomfortable all day.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm,
And I was exactly the same. Like I can confidently tell you that I stress so hard about accidentally leaking, you know,
mm,
since I can't track my period as well. Like it's just like I also get like a white kind of clear liquid
mm.
discharge like every now and then.
Yeah, yeah.
And like it'd be like a lot sometimes.
Mhm.
I'd think it's my period, and that like I'm like, oh my gosh, like I don't have a pad. I am not prepared for this.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah,
Yeah.
but it's not. It doesn't end up being my period. It's just that discharge, and oh my gosh, I stress so much about it. Am I
Mm.
the only one? Guys, tell me, am I the only one?
Nah, girl, honestly, I wanted to add this story that has like I've never forgotten about it, and it was I think my early days of middle school, probably grade 7, I would say. Or maybe earlier, grade 5. And back then I didn't know much about periods, and this was during exam period where everyone was in one classroom. It was I think it was Naplan. It was Naplan. Everyone dead quiet in a classroom, sitting on opposite ends of the table, and it was time for break. So we were probably an hour and a half into our exam, and yeah, everyone had left already. And for some reason, this girl was just sitting in her chair. Um, yeah, and I was really curious. I was peeking through the window and seeing what was up. Poor girl, like this has I will never forget this, but so many teachers were going to help her, and what I saw was like she had leaked through her dress and like all over her chair as well. And in that moment I just felt so bad for her, and I felt so scared for her too. And for me, being at such a young age, I'm like, oh my goodness, is this what periods are like,
Mm.
you know? And yeah, that girl was so scared, and thankfully all those teachers were so lovely. They were helping her. Oh, sorry, they were like covering her dress and
Oh,
everything. And
that's
it's like,
nice.
yeah, like seeing that as one of my first experiences with period. Maybe
Yeah.
that's why I'm like, I'm so scared about leaking through
Yeah,
my dress.
yeah. I can't imagine.
Yeah, so it really is a common struggle, I would say,
Yeah.
for a lot of young girls.
Yeah.
But yeah, back on track. Like periods can really impact energy, it can impact concentration and mood. And I just feel like there's such little understanding around it, especially with it not being taught properly in schools and workplaces, which is why education on it is so, so important.
Yeah, Yeah, I totally agree. And back when I went to school, they never taught us about these topics, and
Mm.
um, I felt like we should dive. Oh, sorry, and I feel like, and I feel like we should dive deeper into the education system for an episode as well. Like, I feel like
Oh,
that would be an
100%.
interesting topic.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I agree.
yeah, that'd be fun. Anyway,
It'd be a great idea. Yeah.
yeah. Thank you. Calm down. Okay. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Oh, it's hilarious.
Uh,
It's okay. We've been out of it for 2 weeks,
yeah.
so we're only just getting
Yeah,
back into it.
yeah. um. Okay. So anyway, back on track. So if someone feels like their period symptoms aren't normal, what should they do?
Yeah. So first up would be just tracking your cycle and your symptoms. It
Mm.
just helps to recognize patterns and give your doctors some more information too. And if something feels wrong, it's really important to speak up and ask questions. If you feel any sort of discomfort, make sure to write notes and just have a record of everything so your GP knows what's going on.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm,
And if you feel dismissed, then it's completely okay to seek a second opinion.
mm,
Like your pain and your experiences deserve to be taken seriously.
yeah,
And
absolutely.
I actually sought a second opinion
Hmm.
from another doctor, and they, all they did was just say, they just repeated what the other doctor kind of said, and I was like, okay, well, at least I know, like,
Mm,
you know what I mean? Yeah.
yeah. So I also did want to just go through quickly some devices that could help with period pain or devices that I have used as well.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. But yeah, I also just wanted to quickly go through some devices that support period cycle and period pain, and one that I have used as well. Um, and yeah, I love testing new products, especially devices that aren't super mainstream yet. Um, One that really piqued my interest was a TENS device, and this breaks down into transcutaneous electrical nerve stimulation, and it's a very it's a smaller machine that helps to relieve period pain by sending mild electrical pulses through these sticky pads when it's placed on your skin, and yeah, usually on your lower stomach area or lower back. And it's used a lot in muscle recovery for like gym goers. But these gentle pulses block pain signals from reaching your brain, and it can also stimulate your body to release endorphins, which are natural pain relieving hormones. So in simple terms, it just interrupts the pain messages from reaching your brain, and so you feel less cramps and it just feels less intense. And I just think that's so cool. Like, it can be quite a discreet device. Like, it's great for the professional woman. It's great for people who don't want like a bulky device or don't want to ingest medicine. But yeah, for people who don't want to take medicine as well. And I did try this out for 2 cycles of my period, and I quite liked it. It's quite effective, and it's just a very interesting sensation. Like, I haven't really felt it before. But those little pulses that you can feel it travel through your body, and it just neutralizes the pain. And yeah, I feel like it's one that people should try and give it a go if you're not so much into taking painkillers or something a little bit more effective than a heat device per se.
Yeah.
Mm,
Yeah, no, that actually sounds really interesting.
mm,
I'm actually one of those people who don't like to take painkillers.
yeah, yeah.
But no, that's good to know.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just like, for me personally, I'm like weighing up like the like how long these devices like last, because if sometimes I don't get my period for like a few months at a time. I'm like, could you imagine I only
Mm,
get like 2 uses before it just dies?
that's so true.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I feel like it'll actually, maybe I should give it a go because it might actually help with the pain that I go through as well.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, I kind of just use the traditional method of a hot water bottle
Yeah.
or those heat packs, and I
Yeah.
find it quite comforting as well, especially when I get period shivers. Do
Mm.
do you get those?
I do. I
Yeah,
do.
yeah,
And for those who don't know, period shivers are basically cold flashes caused by hormone shifts, so dropping of your progesterone and estrogen levels just before or during menstruation. So it causes your body temperature to fluctuate.
yeah.
Hmm.
Wow, it is actually amazing how complex our body is and how our body works in so many intricate little ways.
Yeah, honestly,
Yeah.
our bodies are just amazing.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah. But hopefully, this episode just helps to clarify some things about um, what's normal for women during periods and what's not normal.
And yeah. And if you've ever wondered whether something you've experienced isn't normal, like it's always a reminder that your body is worth paying attention to and to get that, looked into.
Absolutely. And one thing that I've learned recently is that anything, obviously, do your own research for things that you might find a bit weird happening to your body, but there's no shame in going to your GP. Like,
Yeah.
GPs are always, I mean, they're free for most of them. And you can just go ask questions, do checkups. I think that is so important. And you never know, like, GP might find something or know something that through your research you won't be able to find or understand.
Yeah, and
So,
sometimes
yeah.
sometimes the internet isn't always right if you do research or do Google search. I don't know if you've seen
Mm,
that trend about when people just research stuff like a symptom that they've experienced in Google, and then it's just um like they just think they have like the worst thing ever, and then they're just like starts, I don't know.
yeah.
It was a whole trend like back in the day where people just kind of believed everything they read
Yeah.
online. But the doctors, yeah, is a great way to confirm your research, or hopefully not confirm it because it might not, you
Yeah.
know.
Just go. Even if it's the tiniest little thing, just go and get it checked.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
But anyway, the more we talk about women's health openly, the easier it becomes for people to understand their bodies and seek support when they need it.
yeah, exactly.
Mm.
Anyway, that's the end of our periods part 2 episode. So thank you so
Yay!
much for listening,
Thanks for listening.
and we will see you in the next episode.
Yeah, and what are we talking about in the next episode?
That is a great question. Just kidding. We actually know what we're talking about. It's pills.
Yeah, we'll talk about the pill,
Yeah.
contraceptive pill. So, yeah, any questions or any thoughts, please comment down.
Yes, let us know.
Yeah.
Even experiences, like let us know what you go through. We'd love
Mm-hmm.
to hear your story.
Mm.
Ask us any questions, and yeah.
Yeah. We'll see you next
Yeah. See you
episode.
then. Bye.
Bye.
Yeah,
Slay.
that was so good.
That was really good.